Good afternoon. It is Monday, and well, I do apologise. It seems customary, so I should probably almost write out the agenda of any given video being, point one, apologising for not doing them, for skipping a few, but I had a migraine over the weekend. I was tired. I got tangled up in stuff. Time ran away from me. So I have a whole multitude of excuses, but you've heard them all before. So I'm not going to pretend that I am perfect because, well, I'm far from. However, I do have something to show you. So, she says as it tangles itself. Come on, Tangled. Come on, Tangled. Thank you very much. Come on. There you go. Right, let me lie it down before I do the big reveal so that it looks... No. Right. We are... I have a bit to undo, as you will soon see. But... Here we go. My square, I am on the last quarter. So... doesn't like lying flat so much. I have improved my although this one looks a bit shit, I have improved my onion ring joins. They are now looking smooth around the top. I have finally got that working for me. But I have come to a very, very simple conclusion. This is going to sound really quite bad, but hear me out. This is being made as one square. Now, as we know, so let's get this little square here because, well, he'll do as an example. I know he's white, but he'll do. He is a quarter of that square. Now, Millie's got the things in the corners, and sometimes you have onions in the corners when it's on the inner side, and you have like little bibbly ones. Well, this one looks get a bit squished, but there's another one over here. Look, there he is. Stretch him out a bit. There he is. Actually, he doesn't want to stretch out, does he? He's being awkward. But there is one in this corner as well. Look, there it is. She's just pinning it down a bit. So, much easier to make these. So much easier to make the smaller squares, and then just join them when you need. So I forgot to do the join on this bit here, just like I forgot the join here. Bite me. There is quite a lot of this square and I've had to undo for the simple I forgot to join it reasons. And well, I love how this looks. I love the pink and the purple. I think that looks great. I have no problem with any of that. What I do have a problem with is it is so unwieldy to hold right now. Now, obviously, if you're building squares and you tack it on the end, so even if I was going to make a second square, I mean, I would do the join on the very last side. Always. Because then you've got the smallest amount of crap in your hand, right? Now, yes, this screws up very small. Look, watch this. Yeah, it screws up nice and small. But when you're trying to, sit there and, do something. So here's the loop I'm currently unpicking because I need to get back to unpick the purple bit. Because I only realised I only ever noticed once I've closed a loop, and unclosing loops is a bit of a shit. But it just, having so much extra in your hand is annoying. Now, obviously, for sake of the argument, if you're going to build 4 to make a square, at some point you're going to have to join them on. But you can do 2 and then almost, put an elastic band around it and work around, you do it on the last 2 sides. So you'll have done half a square and then you do the last bit and the last bit and it's all sorted. trying to remember which way you're going, which way's up, which way's down, is proving... Well, it has. And I don't hate it. I do mean it genuine. I don't hate it. And I do like... that it is really portable. It is something I can pick up and put down really quickly. So as an example, it's mating with my crochet hook. Bear with me one moment while I untangle. Now this is going to look a little bit rough, but here is a tiny... This is kind of this bit. Like that. And as you can see, this onion looks pretty, mind you, it looks pretty small on your screen. Hang on. Doink. I mean, it's still pretty small, let's truly be honest, but this onion's looking nice and smooth, and some of the picots need to be a little bit cleaner, but I'm having fun with the tension and playing around a little with that. This one's floppy. I quite like how floppy this one is. But one of the things that really does frustrate me is if you watch videos of people working on their stuff on YouTube, their stuff is so solid. It's like, you know, you cut it out. Well, it's worse. It's like you did it out of card. Let me find you the URL which I was watching earlier, which frankly could put the fear of God up you're doing tatting from a certain perspective, right? And I do mean that with so let me find the bit at the end, towards the end, a bit before that, right. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this lady's tatting and you will understand. Okay, so if I do this, you can't hear her, but don't worry about that. Oh no, I need to go back a bit more. Hang on. See, look how solid that is. It doesn't have any flop in it whatsoever. It's solid. And that solidness doesn't feel right. I mean, for you and me, when you think of something lacy, now, admittedly, this is slightly more... It's not lacy like... actually, of course, you can't see one point out. It's not lacy like this stuff. But this stuff is more industrial. It's a bit more solid. And that's fine. Because, you know, if you were going to make a tablecloth, I would argue something like this would be better. Because this arguably is too delicate. And I'm making a net curtain out of it. Bite me. But a net curtain isn't really handled. A net curtain doesn't really do much other than just sit there, right? If you're thinking of a tablecloth where people are going to pick things up, put things down, spill things on it, they're going to put hot things on it, cold things on it, they're going to maybe catch it on the trousers, they're going to, you know, ram the chair into between it and the chair lock. It's got to have a little bit of meat to it. And so I do get that, but I want it to be like this. I want it to have drape. Whereas every single thing I've watched, whether they're making bookmarks, jewellery, because let's face it, you know, it's like it's made out of card. It's like, she says, having really not done a lot. Actually, is that not true? I've done a couple of inches. Is this? Yeah, look, you can tell. If you look at the right angle, you can just about see I've done a couple of inches of this now. But it's more like this. It's more like, if you hold it, it's, you know, if I made some, it's like if I made a tatting thing this long, it would sit like this, and it wouldn't, you know, it could bend, but it also kind of would hold up, right? And that's kind of not what I would want in lace. If you were making a dress decoration, if you were making bag decoration, you were making cuffs for a jumper to give it a little bit of a something else, right? You don't want it to be like you starched it and made it out of diamonds, right? You want it to move with the clothing. And if it didn't, it's more likely to tug and pull and look. I might either make the thing you put it on look funky or look funky itself. Now, I do like these, and there was something I was going to Google. She says, I don't know how you spell it, so. I was looking for Christmas patterns of poinsettias. Now, it's not got a T in it, okay? Whatevs. Does that make any difference? No, not really. I wanted to have a quick look and see what people classed as poinsettias. Well, those are crochet. When I wrote tatting, I wrote tatting point. Oh, I missed an E in it. Hang on. Settia. There you go. Right. Velvet. Well, that's not tatting. Metallic gold. That's not tatting. Christmas flowers. Artificial. No. None of this top shit is tatting. That doesn't look like a poinsettia. That looks a mess. That doesn't really look hugely like a poinsettia. Nor does that. Nor does that. That kind of does, but it also kind of doesn't. I'm looking for anything close. This is pretty close. But this is what poinsettias look like. Red flowers with kind of green leaves. So that is good enough. Most of these don't look, I mean, that sort of does, I guess, but most of these don't look like frigging poinsettias, dudes. Is it me? You know, am I losing it here? Because I do have some Christmas red and green. And I thought, you know, here's an actual poinsettia, look. How many actual... 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's only got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5-pointed thing, not a 6-pointed thing. Although there may be some variance, I guess. Yeah. But I thought trying to make some form of poinsettia might work. And having, you know, Christmas bundle. That's holly. That kind of works as holly, I get that. But holly is not a poinsettia. I mean, I'm no garden dude, and poinsettia is one of the few things I actually know names for. And yeah, it's not holly. That's all purple, hardly poinsettia. Although that's probably closer if you did the big one in green and the other two in red. It's just terrible. Why is it that it's just so hard? So I don't know. But I am quite kind of pleased with how this is going. Because I did a bit over the weekend, and to be honest, if I did this now, there is even a chance I would finish it on stream today. If I sat down and got on with it. I mean, obviously you've got to unpick that, which is a bit of a bitch, but this is going to go out to another little ring there, come back, do a thing, come up, do a thing, go back to a thing, go back to a point, come back to there, and then up to there and finish with the little loop. So it's really not that far, and sometimes it's surprising how little time it can take, and other times a long time has passed and you haven't done much. Usually it is the distraction thereof that it depends how much I've got to undo. It is the undoing that is most complicated for me, because I do find that. Sorry, I'm just trying to undo the twist in the bobbin a little bit. I do find it quite hard to. Now, I will point out that it is quite repeatable to have. I need my loop to be slightly bigger, to be fair. Can we manage that yet? Can we make that a little bit bigger without going nuts? I do tend to spread all these stitches out. Now, part of the reason for that is then you don't spend quite so much time trying to ram your hook in and split in the string, and it also helps make the loop bigger. So this one comes up and over. Now once you've got the hang and the right angles, because obviously if you hold it at the wrong angle, then your whole up and over and your down and under and doesn't entirely work quite to plan, and twisting it is proving to be a bit of a speciality, to be fair. I'm proving rather good at that. But I was also part of the reason for making that tiny little white one that I showed you a minute ago was because it's that Ariana Vega thread that I thought I'd got but didn't have, if that makes sense. So when I bought some Vega thread, sorry, I was just wondering what I could hear. It's the dog. It's okay. When I bought some Vega thread, the girl who had recommended that particular site and the Vega thread, she kind of said she recommended it, but when I kind of said to her, that doesn't seem to be the same as the Ariana Vega thread, and when I asked them, they confirmed that it's not, she wrote back, oh, that'll be why I didn't like it then. Hey, Zukin! Yay! Zukin! How you doing, my dude? It has been a bit. Liz has been pretty miserable. But last week, now, without giving too much game away, well, I had to have a bit of time off work because I was being really miserable. And in part, some of the reason I had to walk away and have some time off was because I was going to tell people to shove shit where the sun don't shine. Because I just couldn't take it anymore. And I realised that this was not the Liz that I should be taking to work. So I spoke to the doctor, and the doctor said, no, totally agree. You should take some time off work. And they backed me all the way, so that's what I did. And when I got back, I had a chat with some co-workers who'd been allegedly doing my job while I was off. I'm going to kind of make it... It's going to sound worse than it is, but they kind of didn't. Anyway, the following Monday, one of them went off sick. And Now, I am going to say they got a little upset when I was talking to them, because I said, but I've showed you how to do this, and they were all like, well, no, you haven't. And it's like, oh, fucking no, I have. But okay. And they were quite upset, and we'd had a long chat, and because one of them had wandered off to do something else, even though they were supposed to be talking to me. But, you know, they'd wandered off, which is common to them. And so I spent the time talking to this guy, and he'd been upset, but we kind of discussed it like adults. And you know, and I said, you seem upset. And he said, well, yeah, because you didn't. And I was like, oh, I fucking did. But that's okay. But I certainly, you know, showed the other guy, and, you know, he's made notes, and it's only 2 commands, so, you know, go over it. And anyway, come the Monday, dude signs off sick. He quit. And we got news today. Now, the guy who quit is a second liner, along with his pal. And we've been told today they're going to get another first liner. So already they're complaining that they're struggling to cover my work when I'm not there, and I can't have all the time off because no one's able to cover my work for me. And then given the opportunity to hire someone who can cover my work, all my co-workers' work. So as you probably know, if you've been around here long enough, I get lots of texts from my co-worker. The co-worker I get lots of texts from is of arguably he's senior to me, but not of me, if that makes sense. But we are the seniors of the team, not necessarily in age, although I think a bit of that too. But we are the senior staff of the team. They're not taking the opportunity to get someone in who can cover either of our roles, because co-worker's been away for nearly 2 weeks. And a lot of his work's just, you know, a lot of people who come in, oh, we've got a request for this. Yeah, well, we can't do it. He's not in. You'll have to wait. And so we're not making use of this opportunity of getting someone in, even with just basic, elementary, I've even heard of this skills. No, we're going the other way. We're going to get a first liner. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we couldn't make use of one. But we need the people at the other end. You know, people at the other end can do the simple shit. You know, there might be a bit demeaning, it might be a little bit, I don't really want to do this, it's not my job, kind of crap. But at the same time, frankly, to a large extent, most people on this planet are capable of a first line job. I said capable, you know, I'm not saying out the door, but they're all capable. Not everyone is designed to be higher up. And so I find it a little bit disappointing that we're not making use of an opportunity to get in someone, or even 2 little someones, who have got a bit of interest in sorting it out and, you know, becoming bigger ones if you want. But no, we're going to get, I changed your password for you. So it's not going to get any better for me, that's for sure. Or my co-worker. So to be honest, I'm not quite sure how well it's going to work out, but it doesn't help that our first line dude that we've got is having a bit of a run-in with manager at the moment over some stuff. Is it self-inflicted? A little bit, but it still doesn't help, because he's a bit more of the mind of, well, fuck me around and I'll fuck off. I'm not in the mood for that shit. So you know, at this rate, boss is going to be down 2 people who know what they're doing. Well, maybe that's not quite the right words, but he's going to be down 2 people, and he may not have anyone left to do the work, because, well, I've got quite a chunk of December off, and I will cancel that over his cold dead body. It's my time off, I'm allowed it. I should be doing lace work. I know I should be doing lace work, but I want to unpick this, if you'll forgive me. I'm not very good at unpicking this, especially because it goes curly. But yeah, it's the way it is. It is the way it is. The problem I find is trying to keep tension on things so that you can see which way round they are, because this purple is a bit more, so I need to kind of wrap that around there, I think. There we go, so that I can decide which way round this pink needs to travel. See, this is the problem, it twists round on itself, so if I poke that through there, that then comes out, but it's also then got to go back. So that comes out there, and then it's quite annoying because I've got to undo quite a few stitches of this purple. I mean, it's quite easy to see because one's pink and one's purple. So from that point of view, it's not like you can't tell which is which, because, well, you can. I do very much. I do enjoy doing this. Now, even more so than bobbin lace, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with any of it. Because, you know, not hugely being a girly girl, not really entirely sure what I could do with it. But one thing that does strike me as doable, now, when I was a kid, I had a jumper. Now, this jumper was not the most amazing jumper in the history of the world. It would not have saved me in the bleaks of winter. It was more of a summer jumper, to be honest, because it was a cotton jumper. And it was machine cotton, so it was almost a ribbed t-shirt kind of material. But it had long sleeves, and it had a thin strip down the sleeves, and across the yoke of the jumper, for those who do not know where the yoke is, it's the bit between, the bit that would, because I'm female, it's the bit that goes from the top of your shoulders down to kind of the top of your boobs at the front. Right, so the front yoke of your jumper was also lace, and it was almost, not obviously this pattern, but it was like a cross between these two, in that there wasn't really a mesh in it, but there were like little flowers and leaves and shit, and I loved that jumper. And I don't know what happened to it, because I didn't grow out of it. Because at that age, you know, it would still fit me now. So, I mean, it'd probably be a bit tight, but so maybe I would be a bit fat for it now. But that's just because my boobage has grown quite a bit. But, you know, in principle, you know, I haven't really changed that much as an adult. So, from that point of view, it would still be potentially well, let's put it this way. One of my sixth form jumpers, which is a blue and white stripe thing, because funny enough our sixth form colours were blue and white, that still fits me. Still got at it. So, you know, I've got a kind of a dusty pinky shirt that I bought and fucking Now, as you know, I'm not a pink girl, but I bought this shirt for one ridiculous reason. Because I've always had boobs as a kind of an adult-sized human. It takes a fellow Brit to truly understand this, because British sizes and American sizes are not the same, so bear with it. But I was always a size 12 to size 14 in UK terms, even when I was skinny, right? Because I had boobs. Imagine one day then you walk into Marks and Spencer's, which back then was known for more quality than perhaps you get today. Today it's just kind of, well, it's still there, it's just not really kind of quite the label of quality it used to be back then. I mean, it's not shit, it's not Poundland or Mataland, but it is somewhat. It's nearer the upper end than the lower end. Anyway, I went in and I tried on this shirt because my mother said, "Yeah, you should try this on." Because I looked at it on the hanger and it was huge. It really was huge. This thing was a 10. And the size 8 was huge on me. It's like someone had forgot the 1 at the front. Only there was also a size, like up to size 20. The size 20 would have covered my car, I think. Hello, Amy. So, when she said, "Do you want the hanger with that?" Fuck yes I do. I want everyone and their dog to know I've got a size 8 shirt that fits. And I can tell you now, it still fit today. This thing was that big. So, whereas normally I'm a 4XL, this thing was size 8. I'm normally like a size 20 something in tops. And it's like, this thing was size 8 and I kid you not, if I went and got it, it's in my old house, but if I went and got it, it would still fit. It was that big. This thing really was a 10. Hello. Why is your eye so wet? What have you been doing? Why is one Well, it is. And I know it sounds really stupid, but it is a fantastic bit of marketing. Because it's an okay shirt. It's a bit like this pink, but a bit dustier. So, hang on. Bit more like dirty pink, right? But not quite, right? And so it's a perfectly reasonable thing. It didn't look hideous on me. I mean, I didn't buy it and it was lime green and pink or anything. It was pretty reasonable. But it wasn't hugely expensive either. I mean, it was an okay price. But it is a great marketing for, frankly, that would work on nearly all women. Is have something that does not claim to be oversized. So do not have like oversized shirt as the label for it. Have shirt. Pink, And it was kind of a brushed cotton, so it felt nice, it's a nice enough shirt. But then make them like, take the size on it and go down a few. So that all the women who, maybe feeling a bit fat around Christmas, because you've eaten all the turkey and the chocolates and the snacks, or in the middle of summer when you've got, bikini weather and, maybe you want something to throw over the top. Make a shirt that looks like a normal shirt, but that is wrongly sized. Because every woman and their dog who will try one on will buy one because it says, I'm a ton of sizes smaller than I thought I was. All of them. Very few women would not. And I'm not particularly vain. I mean, definitely not. But I can tell you now, if I tried on something that was size 8 today and it fit, I'd be buying it. Fuck, I'd buy a dress that was size 8 if I fit in it. I don't wear dresses. It really is that kind of deal, is that nearly any woman alive who tried on a dress or a shirt or a jumper or trousers or frankly anything, and it, you know, they could wear smaller sizes, they'd probably buy the whole fucking range. If it came in like 8 different colours, they'd buy 8 of them, you know? And then some spares. It really is a genius bit of marketing. But yeah, I have never forgotten that shirt. I love that shirt. Because it still says I'm size 8. Seriously, this thing was huge. I mean, I can't put into words how huge this thing was. And it's not like it was huge with like 20-foot arms or anything. It was just so insanely baggy. But not... But all the pictures that were shown of it were not of girl in like boyfriend shirt where it's like 28 sizes too big because it's not designed to fit you. It's designed to, you know, fit Mr. Muscles or something, right? No. This was, in all of the pictures, it was just a shirt. So it is absolutely genius. Fucking worked on me. I don't tend to buy stuff for, you know, because, you know, oh, I like the colour. I'll buy yarn because I like the colour. But I don't tend to buy clothes. Well, I don't tend to buy clothes, let alone buy clothes because I like the colour. Because, well, basically, if it's not beige jumpers or black trousers, chances I'm probably not buying it. I do have a number of coloured T-shirts. You generally can't see them because they're underneath the beige jumper, though. I do occasionally buy coloured ones, so I've got a pink one, a blue one, black one, white ones. Got plenty of white ones, because, well, that started when I did karate. White T-shirts started when I did karate. Because you could wear a white, well, as a woman you were allowed to wear a white T-shirt under your gi for a bit of modesty. So I had a number of vest T-shirts that were white, and, well, I still wear vest T-shirts. Actually, what colour? I've got a black one on today. I had to look. That's how so much attention I paid to look. Paid this morning. I am wearing a black T-shirt under my beige jumper today. But needless to say, it doesn't really matter. It could be lime green for all that mattered. But I got into wearing the vest T-shirts. It's been like the old days of wearing a vest, only it's a T-shirt. So, I remember as a kid I actually used to enjoy wearing vests. But I don't tend to do that anymore. I wonder if they still make vests. Might have to look them up on Amazon. I'm not sure they'd make them to fit me, mind, but... Because, you know, women's bits and all that. But... so I don't know what I'm going to do this evening. I'm kind of tempted to do some of this. I mean, if I hadn't had to undo it, I'm pretty confident I could... got pretty close to finishing, but... undoing seems is quite a slow process. And I am suffering from the klepto. I need more yarn. I need more colours. I need more. And I don't need more because I really don't need more. But my brain's going, I need more choices. I do kind of want to make something useful out of this, rather than just random squares of doom, or which is what I've been making so far, really. Kind of want to make something useful out of this, but I'm not quite sure what. I might be back to where I needed to be, dudes. You're off. Oh, Amy, she's been a bitch today. They were little shits all night, actually. I tell you, I didn't get to sleep till 4 this morning, which might explain why I'm a little bit weird. If you've been thinking quietly, Liz seems a little bit weird today. That's because, well, at 4 o'clock this morning, we were still growling at things. The invisible man and everything. Because I don't know what we were growling at, but we were growling at fucking nothing all friggin' night. So yeah, Liz was not amused. Because just as I was dropping off, roof, 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 growl, 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 leap, leap. Put my glasses back on. There we go. Tired Liz is not good. But on the good news, Thursday night is my last working day for a week and a bit, and I am so looking forward to that. So I've only got 3 days to work this week now, so that's a good thing for let go of my purple bit. What are you doing? I can hear you. You know that, dog. 5. The only thing I'm not good at, and that didn't work, one of the things I'm definitely really bad at is working out how to hold it. I do find it very hard to hold and have in the right manner. Especially when it's gone a bit twiddly, I find it quite difficult to I'm forever catching it over my sticky out finger here. I seem to be incredibly good at doing that. So not really big enough, you know. 4. 5. 6. 'Code 1. It's a bit big, never mind. 2. 4. One thing I must try and do next week is get my fucking eyes tested and get a new pair of glasses. So 5, 6, 6, 5. Then we ignore you for a second and turn it over. I was waiting for my manager to say something this morning because it makes that noise, that kind of noise. Team meeting started up. The first thing my bobbins did was go, and I thought someone's going to ask me what that noise was, and I'm going to have to lie can't say, well, it's my tatting shuttle, can I? But yeah, it was. I was paying attention. I just was also doing that. This is the only thing I find difficult, is when you've got to join them, getting the bit you want next to the thread you want doesn't seem to be a kind of a happy thing. It seems to put up a bit of a fight. Really? It is indeed Spambot who's come here to die. Hello, traditional Spambot. You are going to be reported for being a Spambot. Because, well, frankly, we kill Spambots around here. That's kind of what we do. I expect to hear very imminently a ping of my email which will say, we have received your report about the Spambot. We have actioned your report about the Spambot, for we have killed the Spambot. So they come here to die. It's a bit like the mosquitoes that bite me. Most of you, when bitten by a mosquito, itch like a bugger and hate mosquitoes. I can stand in a cloud of them and they will not be coming near me in a hurry. Mosquitoes do not like me, and the few that are dared by their brothers to come and bite me, actually it's only the women that bite, but we won't go there. Of all the ones that do come and try sampling the Liz, well, I'm pretty sure they go away with food poisoning, so because I'll have like one bite. If I'm going to get bitten, there'll be like one. And that's it. Word spread round that Liz tastes like vomit and that they're gone, right? I can stand in a cloud of them and they will not be biting me. Which is a blessing, I can assure you. It is not something I'm sad about. But it is kind of amusing to watch when you're watching everyone else being eaten alive and you're sitting there going, what? Don't get it. And they're kind of going, why aren't they biting you? Well, first of all, I eat an inhumane amount of garlic. Secondly, I have negative blood. Positive blood is apparently far more attractive to mosquitoes. So not only am I not their favourite breakfast anyway, I've eaten enough garlic to kill Vlad the Impaler 1,000 years ago. So I mean, I don't sit and chew on raw garlic cloves, but I'm kind of surprised I don't actually. If I ever say, would you like to come round and I'll cook you a garlic chicken, the answer is no. Okay? I mean this for your own sanity. Unless you eat garlic in the same quantity I do, the answer you are looking for is no thanks, I'm good. For the garlic chicken, it's... Well, there's a rule of thumb in the UK about produce labels where, you know, you have to list like the biggest ingredient first. If I had to enlist the ingredients for my garlic chicken, garlic is the first ingredient, okay? There is an obscene, by a lot of people's standards, amount of garlic involved in the garlic chicken. Now, I like it, and so do other people. I'm not going to say that there aren't people who don't like it too, but it is very much, if you're not up for basically garlic with a hint of chicken, then don't let me cook it for you, because I'm not gonna make a worse version, you know. Do like me some garlic. I was talking with the travelling tatter and some of her people in stream, and we got onto the subject of cheese. Now, if you're lactose intolerant, I would struggle with that. That would be possibly one of my worst nightmares. Second only to diabetes, I think. But yeah, the whole. See, sometimes it does this, and it kind of bunches up and turns into a knot that doesn't move. Anyway, we were discussing cheese, and I was thinking about how much cheese I had in the fridge. And the answer is, well, frankly, again, what arguably can be considered an excessive amount of cheese. Because I've got kind of 2 tubs of that cream cheese, 1 tub of a big tub of the other cream cheese. Then I've got 2 little tubs of that cream cheese. Then I've got a big block of that cheese, a big block of that cheese, 2 bags of that grated cheese, 2 bags of the other grated cheese. And it's kind of like, not even sure there's meat in there. And I am distinctly not vegetarian, but I do love me some cheese. And, you know, it's almost again, there is no such thing as too much cheese. Hello, Netkisser. Oh. Oh. So the thing I don't like about these squares is that you make triangles. So much like when we were doing the bobbin lace triangles, you make this triangle here, then you make this triangle here. But it would be easier if you made that square starting, say, here, went all the way around, got to here, and then started this one, got to here, then made this one, got to here, made this one, and did it that way around. But as I said, I think if I was going to make friend for this square, I would just make each of the individual squares and attach them when I get to the right spot. Oh, kitty, kitty! That's a pretty good emote. I like that. I must admit, I haven't done emotes for you guys. Partly because I have the artistic talent of a dead thing. It is very pretty, Purple Kitty. I have, however, had an idea of an emote that might actually work. So, it's not there. Is it in here? Computer, what did you do with it? What did you do with it? Hang on. What did you do with it? Or did I do it on my phone? I might have done it on my phone. In which case, it will be here. There it is. No, fuck off. Hang on. It's being a shit. It's being a shit. It's suddenly decided that I logged out, even though I distinctly have not logged out. Oh, now you've got to turn Bluetooth on. Why? There you go. So, I got AI to develop a picture of Rory and Amy in front of a fire. So, I am wondering if I cannot get AI to make you some cartoon Rory and Amy to have as emotes on my channel. So, and you can see the many photos that I have. Most of them, of course, are less related. There's a few weird things, like there's a proving that I just sent a text to someone, but pretty much. So what we can do, because I remember now why I didn't do it on my computer, why I did it on my phone. The short answer is, on my phone, I can search for dogs. I can also search for Rory. I can search for Amy. What I can't get is to do that on my computer. It doesn't tend to do that. So if I go to here and say okay, it now wants a picture of Rory. So let's do this. Hang on. Search for Rory. Now I need a good picture of Rory's silly little face. That's a pretty good picture of Rory's face. Here we go. Send. I had this problem with it before, is that you send it a JPEG and occasionally it doesn't read it, because I asked it to make a picture of Rory and Amy in front of a fire. Now it knows who Rory and Amy are, because I've already made like a background thing that tells it that. But it then sent me a picture of a ginger cat in front of a fire, and I was like, what the flying fuck is that? And it goes, oh, well, actually, I couldn't read your picture, so I did a pet. And I went, but you know, who are Rory and Amy? When it's your dog, so why did you give me a cat? Oh, yeah, my bad, right? It doesn't actually say my bad. I mean, no offence, that does not look like let me show you the picture I showed it. So that's not going to let me open that. Hang on, let me do photos, search. Alright, I gave it, no, it's not the one I gave it. I tapped on the different one, you bastard thing. I gave it that. I mean, how do you get a ginger terrier from that? So let's try that one. I mean, seriously, there's Rory. How do you get a ginger dog from that? So I asked it, how on earth did you end up with a ginger dog? The image, and then it goes, I see what happened. Thanks for calling it out. The image you uploaded didn't actually come through on your last message, so I created a generic dog. Why did you not just say, I'm sorry, but I can't read that picture? So let's try that again. Search for Rory. Okay. So I find that picture that came up last time. Because it put a picture right at the top that was a really good picture of Rory's face. But there it is. That one. Okay. See, it's actually sent it this time. It's put a picture in the thing, right? Oh, it's thinking about it. I'm not sure it's doing something. It's kind of sitting there with its grey, boxy, screeny thing. Creating image may take a moment, but it also looks like it's done because it's put the thing at the bottom. Might still be doing it actually. I'm gonna die of old age at this rate. I just wish I could draw. Setting it off again because I think it died. It does this and it will kind of go so now it's doing the whole getting started thing. Trying to keep the whole screen awake is easier said than done. Right, where am I? I'm on an edge. So I need to do an edge thing. So this would be the other advantage of doing it as a doing them in squares, not one big square, is that you can sit there and just kind of You don't have to go, is that the edge, is that the middle, is that the... You can just kind of ignore it and make it. You really wouldn't think it would be that fucking hard, would you? To make a black and white dog cartoon face. I mean, if I could draw... I've done it myself, dude. Dear God! What is it doing? See what? It's hard to know what it's doing because it's sitting there. It's got the little flashing thing getting started, but at the same time, it's clearly not doing anything. And people fear that this will take over the world. Don't think so, dudes. The best one was my co-worker asking it, would 2 close first class stamps cover the £3.70 worth of postage? And it writing back, no, 2 first class stamps would amount to £3.80 and so would not cover £3.70. And it's like, I don't know in which universe you're in, computer, but £3.80 is more than £3.70, so it does cover it. So. Oops. That's going to be my face. There we go. Oh, image created. That's better. It does look a little bit like Rory, I'll grant you that. He looks a little bit like he sat on a spike mine, but... Okay. And we need to... No, I don't want to... Oh, fine, I will allow, but that's not what I need to do right now. All photos. Search. Amy. Let's find a good one of Amy's face. Where's a good one? Kind of want a fairly equal one to Rory's, actually. There you go, that one will do. Wait a small eternity. 2, 5. Six. Oh, I'm out of uploads. Okay. I'm sorry. I only uploaded. Well, it's not my fault, you trunched one. See, that's the thing I dislike about this stuff. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's decided I'm now out of uploads. Fair enough. But it's not my fault. I uploaded a file and you trunched it and didn't like it. You shouldn't count that one against me. I dread to think how much fucking Chat GPT Plus is. See, this is what I mean of it's quite unwieldy in that to try and wrap things around your fingers and doesn't half want to get caught on everything. Yeah, that's not a bad one of Amy. Doesn't look hugely like her, but it's close enough. It's got the colour of her collar right, which is quite impressive, because considering it's a bit dark in the photo. So we've got one of Rory, doesn't really show his collar, but and one of Amy. So I could potentially get those uploaded, couldn't I? Yes. Yes. Come on, move. Let's see if we can do that. So, now I've got to wait the small eternity that is for my machine to... Oh no, it's already fucking done them. Holy shit. Normally it takes a small eternity for it to save it over here. So let me download that. And download that. Right, and then we need to go to downloads, obviously, and then it's a bit blurry, but it's going to be turned into a small thing. So let's open with GIMP because I need to make the background transparent, frankly. Now, I don't know how other people do this shit, but I do this in the weirdest possible way. You can watch me do it if you want. So, I do this in the weirdest, most possible shit way ever, which is I get my magic thing. Why is it not? Is it because you're not one? Why is that now a layer group? I don't want a layer group. That's See, that looks all grainy. Why does that look blue and grainy? And that's blue, I guess. Why can't you just delete it? Oh, I'll do this then, which is select invert, copy paste, just that bit, delete that one, go, voila. See, you can do it if you try. Where's my fucking computer? Right, now we need to select Rory, because it is Rory after all. So we need to select Rory and select invert it again. And now I want to move him up a little bit so I can make it a bit squarey. And then up top we're going to make it a bit squarer. So that's the same. So that would be square. Okay. Don't really. Okay. We'll do all that. Right. Let's save this. Save as. No, don't save as. Right. File export as. What do we need to make twitchy things with? Hang on. Num 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 somewhere in here you set the things, so the analytics, so any of them, yeah, I've seen that, and it is basically Photoshop but not Photoshop. Yeah. Where in the name of shit? Emote. Customise your emotes. Oh, under viewer rewards. Of course they are. Add. It doesn't say. Maximum size of one thing must be a resolution of square. Not animated, be square. Right. So it's got to be square. So sorry, Rory, you're gonna have to shrink you a sec. Hang on. So let's. And this is one of the biggest problems I have with stuff like that is it's not that they can't, it's that they don't, if you know what I mean. Okay, and then how do I transform? No, I don't want to flip it, I want to scale it. Scale, here we go. I'll scale the whole thing in the end, but I want to try that. Right. Now, when we move him to here, he can be a bit further over. Problem is what I really need is a simple thing that says scale and center, you know? So that's 750 by 750, still not quite. Okay, so we'll make it a bit bigger than 750 then. Down to there. And there. Like that. Up a little bit. Brush bit. I'm sure there's an easy way of doing that. There you go. That and go. So there's one of that, and then we need to export as, and now we can do it as, does PNG do transparent? I'm pretty sure it does. Let's call it Rory. See how big it is. Colour, yeah. See how big it is, yeah. Sweet! Right, Rory's about to get added. So, and he looks particularly unimpressed. So, click on that. Downloads, Rory. It fucking is! Image, canvas size. Oh, seriously? Oh, there you go. It's not quite central now, but fuck you! And the horse you rode in on as. Fuck you. Hello, Amy. Yes, I'm doing something. Mind out. It's not square. It fucking was close enough, dude. There we go. We like that. Yeah, he's gonna be. It wrote name. He's gonna be Rory. Go. Now we get to do it again, but for little cow here. Moo. Mwah. Oh, move your fur face, dog. File. Open. Now I don't remember which one. Oh, there we go. There's you. Yeah, that's got plenty of cheek in it, so that's pretty close to being you, that one, isn't it? One. Zap. What part of delete did you not understand? You're really not that good at this, are you? Image, select, invert, copy, paste, delete that one. Now we need to do this whole fucking shit again to make you square. So let's move you up to the top. Try and put you in the middle and give you a bit of a gap. And so me 1,000-ish. So you're a bit off 1,000-ish. That's fine. Close enough for now. Go. Right. Then we need to do canvas size, and we will make it resize those always. So we will make it, and no, that's not gonna work. Thank you for whatever the fuck you've done with her now. Right. Let's try that again, shall we, Chud? So paste. Get rid of you again. I know I could clean it up a bit more on the edges. It's done a pretty piss poor job actually on this one. Yeah. Well, if you do Rory, he might already be there. These are Twitch modes, yes. This is the plan. So, image, canvas size. Do we want that as font, resize, make it a bit more central. Like that. Okay. File. Image, canvas size. Now we're gonna see, it didn't resize it, you bastard thing. And then when you undo it, you've fudged it up. So now I've got to do it all again because you fudged it up. What part of resize it do you not understand? So I don't understand. What part of resize that is unclear, you know? Almost square. See, it's left bits and don't know why. Image, scale image 2, and then break that and scale. Yeah, it's close enough. File, export as. Export. Export. Go to here. Click. Don't you be fucking giving me shit about it not being fucking square. Your file's too big. How can it be that much bigger? Fucking is. It's like 300 times the size. I guess because I need to clear up some of the background. Where's this? Further edges a bit. When I hit erase, I kind of expected you to erase shit. That's me 1 pixel. Make it a bit bigger. Maybe you're a bit big. Don't really want one quite that big. It's too big. Form. See, you're not deleting shit. This is where I get so pissed off with this stuff. I'm on the right layer. It's the one with her in it, so it's the right one. What part of erase that shit is hard to kind of fucking understand, you know? I mean, it's just not... Oh, I know why it's not doing it. Select. None. This is where I wish I had my tablet. Because there's this whole kind of white shadowy aspect going on, but I also kind of don't want to make it look too shit, because, you know, like this white overcast down the side. Miss fucking I've got a barky dog. Her dog is out in the back, barking its fucking head off. And Amy has gone to pick a fight. You know, I can't blame Amy for wanting to pick a fight, because, you know, Miss Barky Dog is being Miss Barky Dog. Amy! Little one. Right. Anywhere else really obviously got white bits in it. I mean, there's a few. It's not looking perfect, but come on, you should be able to work through this computer. I always want to do save as. I never want to export it. Let's try this again. Amy. Export. Yes, I know. Now the question is why is this so much worse than the other one? Okay, export. How big is it now? Still far too big. Gonna have to make it a bit smaller. Gonna have to make it smaller. Amy! I don't see why hers is so much worse. I presume it's because Rory was 90% black. Image. Scale image. 300. 800. Scale. Chunk. File. Export. Amy, 920. There you go. Amy. Yeah, pups. Here she is. She's going to be Amy. So now, there you go. You should have Rory and Amy. Though, I am not the grandest at, and as you can tell, I don't know where I should. I don't suppose it's gonna show it for me, is it, on here? And no, don't know why. Right. Well, I've uploaded them and you haven't, like, given me any kind of... Dog's fucking... Not my dogs. her fucking dogs are going nuts. Hang on. No, that doesn't give me an option to refresh. That gives me an option to refresh, but that doesn't give me an option to refresh. None of this shit's got an option to refresh, because that'd be too pissing easy, wouldn't it? But you should have a Rory and an Amy. Let me see if it works this way around. Get a bit of feedback for a minute. There you go. Alright. So the question is, if I now ask this, will this give me, there you go. There you go. You can take them to other channels now and you can spread them around the internet. Yes. I'm allowed 3 more. I wonder what I shall have. Yes. Oh, Frenchie by the dog. Oh, yes, I know that. That's right. Fucking headbutt me. Oh. Oi, children! I know you're all excited because they told rude words to you. Can we not? Come on, settle down. Oh, I'm being squished. Come on, shush. Oh, what was that about? What was those rude words for? Oh, shush. Shush. Amy, darling. Boo. Oh, I'm squished. Oh. Patooey. 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 Go on. Oh. Yes. But there you go. We now have Rory and Amy. So, yes, thank you, Tenchi. And I am now being squished by the real Rory and Amy. Rory! Oh, I know the dog out back called you names. I appreciate that. And it's not like you didn't say a few back. I heard you. Yes, I did. I heard you. Fuck off. Fucking see off. Animals. There you go. I finally made some emotes. Hallelujah. Admittedly, I can make 3 more and there's whole tiers of the shit and animated ones and all that kind of jazz. But we now have Rory and Amy emotes. I feel this is the most important. So yes, Rory and Amy emotes. I do like how they show up on the chat as well. I know it sounds really stupid, but I do love that the little chat thing on my screen actually shows Rory and Amy. let's go back to actually making some shit, like what was the plan. So, quit your woofting. Stop swearing at the other dog. It's not quite sitting right, Samantha. What did I just say? So that's actually 4. There we go. 4. Can you not tell him off? Don't go out there and he has to scream, shut up in a minute. 6. 8. And we're on the other one, so we need to do a peek at it. It's alright, little Rory. Amy, shut up. 2. 3. Fuck off. Yes, I can hear them. I'm going to have a serious fight with that woman one day. 3. 4. Mind you, I might have to stop my neighbour first. 6. Need to make this a bit bigger, I guess. What I'll just do. 6. This is the thing that annoys me, is it twists for no good reason. So that's 6. 7. 8 and a half, because the half apparently helps. Yeah, I know. I can hear them too, you know. Ow! Who said you need to come and kill me? I am not the problem. Oh, oh, animals. Yes, animals. Fuck off. Come on. Enough now. Enough now. Yes, I know her dogs are being rude. I do. Rory. Rory. Little man. Mm. 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 Oh man, I had a bath and a wash. I did. Rory. sorry, I did. So good boy, settle down. Come on, shush. Settle down. You had woofy mouse last night, didn't you? Because your little heartbeat went absolutely nuts. Come on, off you go. Oh. Oh, puppies. Come on, enough. I said enough now. Enough. Don't lick my finger when I'm giving you the finger. I think dogs have shut up now, so maybe we can all calm down now. That would be a good thing. So we do one of those. Now we need to untangle all of this shit because all it does is seem to tie itself in knots. And do so much better without my glasses on. Now we need to turn it over. Shut up. Give that a bit of a tug, maybe. Turn it over. And do this one. I don't actually care which way you twist, because I really don't fucking care. But I need to grab you, go around here, grab some more through, and go. One. Try and keep the purple out of it, because 2, 3. Oh. Grab you and you. Missed. And you. Get in the stinking hook, you miserable bit of thread. Everyone else makes that look so easy, and I just a cack-handed pile of crap at it. I just find that there's so much for my non-dominant stupid hand to be trying to organise and hold and keep taut and put in the right order, and it's just not good enough at that, because it's my non-dominant hand. It almost makes me wonder if I should be doing this the other way around. 1. Try it later. 2, but not in the middle of a piece, if you know what I mean. 3. We are not going out to start the barking. 4. 1. 2. 4. 1 more. 1. Shut up. 2. 3. 4. Stop being a shit. 4.5. Go through the hole, pull the thing. Add a bit of string. There we go. So now you've got that bit to do. That's because she opened the door for him. Yes, I hear you. How could I not hear you? Oh! Little brown dog! Hello, little brown dog. Hello. You had lots of huggies too last night. Don't be pretending you didn't. No. No pretending that you're hard done by. No. You're molting like a mama. What have you been up to? That good itchy bit. Is that a good bit? Is that a good bit? A good bit. Little miss. Hey, little miss. This is not helping. It is not. I know that you feel it is helping, but it is not. Doggedy assistance is not required. No. Yawn. Big, fat, hairy doggy yawn. Yawn, off you get. That's right, you knock stuff on my table. Right, so, where are we now? Now we need to do the unpurple things. We need to do, right, stick that over there, and we need to do 9 purple ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 or 9, I can't remember already. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. See, I knew it was 9 really. Right. Pick here. And 1. 5. Scooch. Probably should have been done the other way up, but it's the right way up anyway, so that's okay. Now we have to do one of these. Hello, Rory. You can't really see this, but just about here is a little black and white nose. So if I take my hand away, lo, a dog appears. There it is. Hello, dog. What is wrong with you two? Oh, why can you... Seriously, I have not got skinny legs. How do you miss? How do you miss? How do you not manage to stand on my thighs? Oh, she's got hefts. Amy's got hefts. She has. Amy's got a hefty. You got a hefty hef. You have. Mouthful of elephant. How rude. She talks with her mouth full. She's so rude. She is. She is, little man. I know. Can you stop? Can you not? Hi. Oh, Rory. Little man. Apparently I've not washed enough today. It doesn't come off, that's my nose. You can't lick through my skull either. There's a bit more slob in that than I'm comfortable with. It's a bit of a wet one. Little man, I know you love me. I do. You don't have to try and lick my head off, though. Doesn't come off. No. You are a good boy. Ow, that had teeth in it. Stop trying to get in through my face. Oh, she's being so annoying. Oh, you're off. I love you dearly, but I do not need to be Frenchied by my own dog. Or any dog for that matter. Right. Slightly less bad than having a tongue up your nose by a small poodle, which I swear that dog licked my brain cells. Because I will say that was distinctly unpleasant, because it wasn't even my dog, so I don't know where it'd been, you know. And it got a clean lick, and I swear it licked my brain, because it got all the way up my nose. Must have been able to reach the brain cells from there. It was overly excited. A bit like Rory this evening. And as we know, it's not that I don't love him, for I do. I just don't need my face licked off. I hope you'll use Rory and Amy in other channels now. Now you can. Because I do like the fact that you can use other emotes in other people's channels, so you can kind of spread the emotes around the world. Tasting of dog. Dog slob on my glasses now. As if I need anything else to make my glasses crapper. Yep. Oh, by the way, I ran out of thread. So hence there's some purple ends and some pink ends. So even though I filled these bobbins, it didn't make this, which is a surprisingly a large amount of thread, to be honest. But I showed you the tiny white one that I was kind of poking at just before stream. That, as I say, is done with the Ariana Vega thread that everyone had been raving about, and it is silky smooth to work with. So I may have to order me a load of that, and I mean a load of that. Quite nicely, and I mean that genuinely, the lady who has them in Italy, because bear in mind it is produced in Italy, but the lady who has them in Italy, she does ship them to the UK, it seems, as long as you don't order like one on its own, without shipping costs. So from that point of view, that's quite cool. So I may have to order a variety of colours in both sizes that she's got. But she doesn't have that many colours, which is the only downside. And I think I tried to send her a message asking whether she was going to get more or could get more, because there's like a colour chart. And it was like, you know, if I can name you some colours, you know, would you order me some colours? And I don't think she's responded. The reason I say I don't think she's responded is because obviously maybe it would have got caught in the spam fest thing. But I haven't seen anything looking remotely like it. I will go back through the spam blocker report thing. But because what I really want are colours a bit like this in the super slidey, extra cool variety. But they've got these little balls. Now these are Lisbeth, which kind of feels a bit appropriate, but Lisbeth balls. These are 25 grams. And I quite like these. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. But the Anchor equivalent only comes in 10 gram balls. Now, as I've said, considering that I filled up all of these bobbins and it died out just, well, the purple one died just over halfway over, and the pink one died 3/4 of the way over. Well, just under that actually, because if that's half, yeah, it's just under 3/4. So a bit, you know, sort of like 5/8 of the way round. It's not going to go very far, is it? It's not going to make a lot, and I think, you know, in the terms of wanting to go big or go home kind of environment that we live in here, you know, if I could buy, because the Ariana Vega thread, everyone keeps saying that you can buy like 4,000 meters of it, and I kind of would, because, you know, kind of would, but can't find anyone who sells it. I swear I did see some of the bigger ones on Etsy, but when I looked earlier this evening, couldn't find them. Off you go. So, you got an itchy ear. Let Mummy help with the itchy ear. Come here. Oh, is it a sore ear? I'm sorry. Well, you'd have stuck your claw in it. Well, that would have been worse. Let me have a look. Take glasses off. Mummy, have a look at ear. There's a little pink down there, but it's just mildly pink. It's fine. It's not itchy. There we go. Mummy will itch it. There. Mummy has itched it. Is that better? Jesus Christ. Doesn't help that it's wet out as well, so every time they've been out and they've come in, I'm getting trampled on with wet dog feet. So, yeah. But I will have to have a look again, see if I cannot find. Because the only ones I can find are little ones. So this is the smaller size, I think. Looking at it, guessing it. Not that this is the Vega stuff, but the white stuff is definitely the smaller stuff. So, see, if I look at this, she lists. I mean, this is not the same lady, although it could be. You know, who am I to argue? But this woman, who, well, she's in Lithuania, so she's going to be different. But she's got I keep calling it Susan Vega, the Ariana Vega thread, inside in a number of colours. Not many, but again, some colours. But the smaller spools, so these ones hold 600 metres. Well, according to the actual website, they come in 4,000 metres. So there is kind of a bit of me that would like to get the bigger ones, because, well, it's just convenient to have bigger ones. And I know I saw some on it, but they're not here now, so I don't know whether they've been taken down or marked as false, or... The biggest problem is there's a load of thread that claims to be Vega thread, and I don't know what it makes it Vega, but so, for example, there's a Vega Gold Glide Trilobal poly, and that stuff's just freaking evil. I know that because I got some off Amazon. Bunch of Lisbeth at a reasonable-ish price, but only in the little tiny balls, no big balls. And then we seem to be on to rando shit that is nothing to do. And yes, you can hear Rory trying to shag Amy, but he's got no balls and she's got no bits, so a bit of a waste of effort there. And there's some bonded nylon, which I know I wouldn't want to work with. So I know I saw some big at about 24 quid. Oh, that was the other day. On the other day, I couldn't be asked. Yeah, because you sent it about midnight yesterday. So, and I only just got it because for some reason Facebook doesn't shout at me anymore. Even though I've told it to. So I'm just looking for something. Just looking for... I saw some. Yeah, they've obviously updated some shit, and well, but not, if you know what I mean. It's a bit like the new improved, and soon they'll have to reinvent classic because nobody likes it, you know. Um, but you won't have seen them. You will. What you might see is now. It's not going to show it through. We now have Rory and Amy emotes on this channel. But I can't refresh this for some reason. And now I've got the yawns, for fuck's sake. There you go. See? Rory and Amy you can take them to other channels and spread them around. Where am I at? I need to do that now. Okay. So. I got the strangest text messages at about 2 o'clock this morning, which also didn't help with the dogs barking and growling at shit. Okay, so first one at 1:05 this morning. National Grid are aware of a power cut in your postcode. We are currently estimating that the power will be replied. Now, bear in mind, this was this morning at 1 o'clock, and today is the 17th, right? Power will be restored by the 16th of November, 8 p.m. So 5 hours after it was due to be fixed, they wrote to me to say, we think there's a power cut in your area. They then wrote to me and said, as an additional contact for a priority services customer, we are making you aware of this because, and anyway, right? And then, about half an hour later, National Grid are pleased to inform you that the power cut in your postcode area was resolved at 1 o'clock. Hey, EP, it goes. We have Rory and Amy emotes now. I made some emotes. I finally made some emotes for my channel. Never made emotes for my channel before, so. 5. Naughty Kel, poke him Rory and Amy for me, please. Naughty Kel's still listening. As it snuck off to make a brew. There you go. There you go. There you go. We have a Rory and an Amy. Not the most appropriate for the channel, but not exactly inappropriate for the channel, if you know what I mean. Because it's not like they don't feature enough on it. The only thing was what ChatGPT made out of some photos for me. With a bit of extra work to make it transparent, and then a bit more work to make it actually fit. And then a bit of a fight, because, well, it's not square. Fuck off. Yeah, there was a bit of that earlier. I made them on stream, so, you know. It was one of those kind of moments, but, yeah. And then you missed Mrs. Lives Out Back's dogs barking and hurling insults. To which apparently we felt that going out in the garden and being abusive back was apparently the best course of action. Well, exactly. I mean, I would do one of me, but, you know, break the internet or something. You're not missing out. I do, as I said many times, I do look enough like my avatar. If there is, you know, I mean, she's younger, but I do look enough like that that, you know, in a room you'd probably recognise me from the avatar. I mean, it is close enough, you know. I'm trying to do this at a reasonable distance, but it's not an easy thing. It's 5. Oops. Before I get too carried away, were you supposed to be connected to something? No, that's good. Thought I fucked it up again. Oh, straw. I do a lot of that. Thanks. Has anyone listened to the new rendition of the Harry Potter audiobooks with the full cast? It's really weird. Because, I listen to audiobooks all the time. So, Stephen Fry did the main read of the Harry Potter audiobooks. And he does do voices and shit, so, I mean, you know, maybe not kind of voice actor level audio, you know, of things, but he does do voices. And you really don't notice. You really don't notice that it is Stephen Fry reading all of it. You just get into the book and it's good. Now, I mean this with great respect because they've clearly put a lot of effort into this. And I do mean there is a lot of effort gone into making. Now, any of you who've listened to plays on Radio 4, if you have not, you have missed out, but plays on Radio 4 here in the UK, and possibly on the World Service, are very well done. But it sounds very much like a Radio 4 play. But they've got actors who sound like the actors in the film. So, whoever's reading Harry Potter, although it's not Daniel Radcliffe, sounds like... Well, it is and it isn't. Because none of... Yeah. Now... The reason it's not so cool is that they've gone to a lot of effort to sound like those original actors. So Hagrid sounds like Robbie Coltrane. Mostly. That that the guy sounds like Daniel Radcliffe. Mostly. Now they have got a narrator and the narrator's female. Yeah, whatevs. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad read of the book. Biggest nitpick, they have changed some of the wording. Even though it is almost word for word verbatim the book, they have changed some of the words. They have added a couple of words here, taken a word away there. Literally, it is no more than that. So it pretty much is the unabridged version of Harry Potter. But it's also not. Now, the reason I am aware of this is because, primarily, I am constantly listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks. I kind of cycle around them. So I know the words. And when it varies, my brain has a little bit of in the corner, right? Now, does it make it wrong? No. Does it change the meaning? Not really. But like everything, why did you change it? The voice actors in it are done well. I'm not going to say that they're not. I mean, Professor McGonagall sounds like Maggie Smith, even though it's not. And they've only done book 1 so far. The rest are all planned. I, of course, have pre-ordered them. Right? I'm not stupid. I have pre-ordered them. Even if they were shit, I was going to have pre-ordered them. I am going to buy them. It's kind of a done deal. And there are a few things that don't quite sound quite right. So, for example, in book 1, right at the very beginning, where and you, Tenji. So at the beginning, when Harry's still at the Dursleys, there's like there's been claims of flying owls as far from south to Dundee and Yorkshire of flying owls. Over to Ted the weatherman. What are there going to be any more shooting stars? And it's like no, but sorry. Yay! It is one of those weird things, right? Is that you sit there and you have that kind of they've given them voices, and they're not necessarily the same voices that say Stephen Fry gave them. And they were bits that weren't in the film. So they are up for grabs. Hugh Laurie plays Dumbledore, which is a bit weird. Having, of course, have it previously read by Stephen Fry. And for those who do not know why that's weird, bite me. If you clearly haven't watched enough Blackadder. It's the only answer to that. But it is kind of weird that it seems a bit late to be making audiobooks that are full cast audiobooks. Not because Harry Potter's died out or whatever, because, you know, still has a very good strong base and all of those kind of moments. It just seems a bit odd. It's the fact that they're really similar, but not. Almost like it's an AI generated one. It's almost like someone's taken the film and said, you know, we clearly need to, you know, read out like the book list and the invites and the letters and you know, all of the stuff that would have been visible on screen. You know, we need to over accentuate what the noises are and things going on, and as I said, it is the Radio 4 play of Harry Potter, but with like AI generated voices, because they really are exceptionally similar in some places. Even knowing that some of the actors have passed away, right? That played them, so it clearly can't be, you know, them. Unless they managed to record it all before they died. Because that's the only other thing that they don't cover in the actual audiobook reading, is they don't say at the start who reads who. They don't do that. Now, for anyone who's ever had read the Good Omens series, you will know that the abridged full Good Omens story includes a full cast and crew read at the beginning, which frankly is hysterically funny, because, well, it's Good Omens, of course it is. But it is that kind of weirdness that they've not kind of introduced, you know, at least some of the cast before the start. It's right at the very, very end only, much like a film, or a bad film where, you know, you get the director at the front, you get... Oh, how is there a knot in this? Piece of shit thread. There you go. It's just a twist. Okay. That's a bit tight. Of course it is. It's really hard to explain. And I would say to you, I'd play you a bit, but it would get me a copyright strike, so I won't. Because the only way I've got playing it at the moment is complicated. So yeah, it is kind of weird to have it read almost, as I say, like it's an AI rendition of the original actors. So but at the same time, it's very much got like the Radio 4 sound crew on it. It really, I cannot, as I say, anyone who's listened to a Radio 4 play knows that there's this kind of ambience to a Radio 4 play, and it's got it in buckets, and I can't explain it in words. I don't have the words for that, but it absolutely sounds like a Radio 4 play. So it doesn't mean it's bad. Do not think that I think it's a bad play. I don't. It just seems really, really weird. That it, because in a way the books are not a play. I think that's part of the problem with it, is that the books are books. You know, the film was based upon, not word for word, give or take a bit. So with that in mind, again, there's, you know, obviously there are differences. But the fact that they made some level of changes, to me, is a little bit weird. It was a bit like in the films. You know, they changed a couple of bits because they changed a couple of bits. So, in Chamber of Secrets, for example, Hermione gets called a mudblood by Malfoy, and they go to Hagrid's hut because Ron's tried to curse Malfoy into being, he says, eat slugs, and he's now puking slugs. But in Hagrid's hut, they explain to Hagrid that Hermione got called a name by Malfoy, and Hermione explains that she got called a mudblood, that she doesn't know what it is. No. I think Harry says that, and then in the book, Hermione, in her usual condescending tone, explains what a mudblood is, and that you don't normally hear that in civilised conversation. In the film, Ron explains it to Hermione. Really, after all the reading she's done, and she doesn't know that, get stuffed. Stupid little things like that in the film where they've changed who says something to even out the lines. There's a few situations where they do that in, but that's one of the most obvious ones. And there is a little bit of you that kind of goes, really? You had the burning need to do that? It's like in... Is it the first one? Yeah, it's the first one. In Philosopher's Stone. They get a detention and they're sent to the Forbidden Forest to help Hagrid look for the wounded unicorn. Well, Ron got bitten by Norbert and is currently in hospital in the book. Norbert doesn't really establish much in the film. He's a throwaway comment. But it's Hermione, Ron, Harry and Malfoy. In the book, it's Hermione, Harry, Neville and Malfoy. So Malfoy and Neville go off, not Malfoy and Ron or whoever. I can't remember who goes in the film. But clearly it's not Neville, right? It's surprising that the little tweaks they've done to even out the actors, or, you know, so that they had a few more lines to make it a bit more fair. And there is a bit of you going, but you didn't need to. You didn't need to change it. I mean, in a film about Harry Potter, you expect Harry to be the main character. You don't expect Hermione to have exactly the same number of speaking lines, you know? It is about Harry Potter. So, you know, we're not here to be making up for it, you know? It's like in the films, of course, Harry doesn't have green eyes. Didn't even bother CGIing them in. So this is where it gets a bit scrappy, when you've got these long flappy bits, which I'm about to tie down. So. Can't read that. Hang on, I've got to put my glasses on to read that. It didn't read it out. Oh, it said ha ha ha. Okay. It didn't bother reading that bit out. It just said naughty cult said, and then said nothing. Thanks for that, computer. You shitbag. But just to think, this time next week, I'll be on holiday. Well, holiday from work anyway. 6, 7, 8. I have, darling, the fact that you wish to make me something is more than enough to. 4, 6, 8, 9. Seriously. The fact that you wish to make me something is more than plenty. Just lie on the damn couch. Animal. Right. I love how she gets off all offended, and it's like she then gets straight back on and starts again. I'm finding it really hard to hold on to the thread today with my 2 fingers. And normally I don't have this problem, so I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my hand. It's times like this, the older people amongst us will understand, you start wondering whether you've had a stroke or something. Because you're sitting there going, it was fine to do that yesterday. That all worked yesterday. Any particular reason? Annual pilgrimage or something? Well, that's alright, just reminds me you can make the hangman's noose and tie it. Rory, little man, I've had enough licks today. There's going to be no skin left if you lick anymore. And bits of me will fall out of my face. Oh, little man, I do love you very much. But you You've got cold. You've got cold, damp ears. But yeah. Well, if you're going to do it with decent quality stuff. I mean, you know, you don't want it snapping on you, do you? It was a bit like the fact that leaping off tall buildings was... Honey, yeah, we're British, duh. It's I mean, my dad had, well, my dad had some sense of humour, so my dad always told a story about a drunk guy who was walking a bit funny, and my dad kind of questioned, and it was like, it's a brave, brave man who farts when he has diarrhea. He's not wrong. You know, this was my dad's kind of humour, but Spike Milligan was kind of my dad's personal hero, I think. But one of the things that, you know, my dad's humour, it's an acquired taste, but it is very British. You know, when out of all other options, laugh at it, right? We do a lot of that in this country. You know, as I thought, you know, I'm sure I've told you the story of when I bust my knee and I slipped in the cold dog wee in the door frame and ended up wedging myself in the door frame, and I lay there laughing like a fucking idiot because, well, all I could picture was that I was going to die there because, well, one foot was stuck in my armpit, and wedging me in the door frame, so I couldn't roll to that side because my leg was there, and well, it don't roll, I don't bend like that. And while I arguably, if I'd been in open ground, could have rolled the other way, I couldn't because I was wedged against the door frame. And so I just had pictures of them finding me in about a week time, half eaten by the dog, butt naked and covered in cold dog wee. And I just lay there laughing like a fool, to the point, you know, I'm almost wetting myself because I'm laughing so much. I am British. I laugh in the face of adversity. When all else fails you, laugh at it. It is, you know, I was brought up on Blackadder. I was, you know, with Spike Milligan and Dave Allen, and yeah, you laugh at it. When in doubt, laugh at it. You broke your leg. You know, I bet that hurts. You know, but yeah, I mean. Oh, I thought I was being original. This is kind of where we're at. Yeah. Dave Allen was, frankly, one of the best comedians going. The fact that very early on he found a way to take a piss out of religion as a whole, usually his own, admittedly, but, and this is the bit that slightly confused me as a child, because Dave Allen, being Irish, was, you know, and I'll tell you the most embarrassing thing. I would have considered myself a huge Dave Allen fan. The countless times I watched him in his picking his nose jokes, but never noticed he was missing chunk of finger that made the jokes work. I didn't notice. I just thought he shoved his finger up his nose. Not that he was missing a chunk and only had... yeah, I was plenty old when I was. Yeah, but can you imagine age 30 plus discovering that your hero is actually, you know, 4.5 fingers, and that's why the picking the nose joke works? I think he died before I worked that out. I think it is one of the big... I mean, I know it was his wishes that they didn't do reruns of the Dave Allen shows, especially after he died. I do think that that was one of the most... would have been, you know, a 24-hour Dave Allen thing would have been the fucking best thing in the world. But, you know, for those who have not borne witness to Dave Allen, there was a time in the UK, Stroke Ireland, where they could only bury so many people per day. And in one of them, there is one of his skits, there is a race between two people to get their dude to be the one that is buried. And the shenanigans that goes on is something else. Now, I mean, obviously around the same time, Benny Hill was doing kind of his skits, but Benny Hill's were a little bit more dirty old man skits. Dave Allen found a way where so many of the skits are based on religion, and as I said, kind of his own. But this is where my brain was confused, and I didn't know for years. Church at the end of Ruislip High Street is Church of England. It's called St Martin's. It's got bells in it, right? It's very much a Church of England church. But they had, and they still do have, priests. They have fathers. You have father this and father that. Which is primarily Catholic. It is not a mixed religion church. Unlike the one near me, or one of the ones near me, which is a semi-mixed religion church. Which is a bit weird because I don't know quite how that works, because they've also got bells, but they're not the same. They're just not the same. That's all I can tell you, is they're not the same. So, in one of the skits where the Archbishop is sitting at the altar looking all kind of on his throne kind of thing, and they ask, have you farted, right? This is going around the choir boys. Now, you see, we had choir boys. I was choir boy, right? And we wore the cotters and the ruffs and the cassocks and all that shit. And we looked like that lot. But we weren't Catholic. So it really confused the fuck out of me, because I was a choir boy in a Church of England thing, which is perfectly normal. But we wore the cassocks and the ruffs and everything else. And we had fathers, priests and bishops and because, you know, Bishop and the Archbishop of Canterbury, by the way, is Church of England. But we had nuns. We had fucking nuns that used to come. So I grew up in a very strange environment, because I don't really remember church before that one, if you know what I mean. So it's all I ever knew. So I assumed this was normal Church of England. Apparently not. Right? But this skit so rang home, because, I mean, I started being a choir boy at the age of 9, right? I did 9 to 16, I think. And then I gave up because I hated it. I think I did 9 to 16. Anyway, at 9 years old, you're not really that disciplined. And, you know, someone kneeling down, everyone's laughing, right? Yes, we sang Most Highly Flavoured Gravy. It's supposed to be favoured lady, but we sang Highly Flavoured Gravy. I did it as a fucking solo, for Christ's sake. And I still sang a Most Highly Flavoured Gravy. Our eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, not our eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. You know, many of these things have stuck with me through the years. But the whole farting thing, we used to snigger like really small children. Because, and you'd hear it, because of course we're in the echoey part of the church. Nah. And everyone would be looking, and there'd be like all these children with their heads bowed down, with their shoulders going ding, 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 because they're fucking crying with laughter into their, we literally did cry into our cassocks and stuff, because we were trying not to laugh out loud. The hardest part about being in the church choir is, having just had someone fart, and then you're trying to stand up, and you've now got to sing like a perfectly calm, reasonable, rational human being. Because you can't, because you just know that if you open your mouth, you're going to laugh. Because it's the only reason you're not laughing right now is you're kind of scrunching your whole face up while your head's down under, right? We got told off more times than you have ever imagined. Pretty much every time, I think, is the short answer. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't just us. If the adults farted, we laughed at them too. I mean, because they did. There is something about standing, sitting and kneeling in a church that makes you want to fart. There just is. It's the angles of rotation or something. The most embarrassing moment for me was my mother took me to silent mass, where basically there was no singing, there was no kind of amens, well, there were a few, but pretty much there was, blessed are we, blah, 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 bit of this, blessed art thou, blah, blah, blah. If you say the, our Lord, Lord and Shepherd kind of thing, great, and then you're done. It was quite a short service, it was 30 minutes, If only it had been silent. Naughty cat. My mother had decided that we would be up front. Now, normally my mother took us to a later one at 9:15, but I was now in the choir. And for some reason we were doing something, so we went to the earlier one, which was at 8 o'clock, right? In the 9:15 one, my mother stood at the back, right next to the church organs, so that she'd be drowned out by the church organs. But we didn't have singing in the 8 o'clock one, because it's kind of silent mass. So as a result then, my mother stood right up front, fucking centre. Now, not literally in the centre, but pretty much like 3 people to the left. Well, to the right in this case. And we will now kneel. And as Liz knelt, and it was like the devil himself had exited through my anus. For I was in the most fucking echoey part of the church. There is no way on my life, I promise you, that anyone there would have known someone had farted. Now, did they know specifically it was me? They probably guessed it was me. But I turned a colour only, I mean, I didn't even know I had that much colour to give, right? I mean, if you'd painted me, you know, postbox red, I'd have been redder than that. I'd have gone down a few shades. I was mortified because it was so quiet. Says my ass. And thankfully, you know, we are there to mutter in prayer, and my prayer was, please may I get away with that. My mother never actually said anything, which was a bit more surprising, because my mother was not one for not giving a few backhands, and she'd been to mother slapping school for sure. Exactly, it's kind of like, if you're going to kill me, fucking please, now, bitch, now, no, now, I do not want to have to stand up, because, you know, it's like -10 in this church, and I must be giving off steam right now. Can you just take me, you know? My face was so hot and red, and in a way I'm glad we were at the front, so that, you know, people couldn't turn around and look at me and tell by the colour of my face. The only person further out front was the priest, you know. And with any luck, he didn't fucking look. I can't remember. I think I pretty much kept my eyes shut for about until the end of the mass, and then quietly ran away. But yeah. Oh dear Lord, it was a bad thing. It's a bit like the one, I'm sure you've seen it, there's a meme one that goes round, and they look like they're in a Methodist church, but they're in the church, and the guy drops his load, and it's more like someone has put some form of concrete through a grinder, because it was like that. It truly was. It was kind of like, how did that much fart fit in me? Moreover, you know, I might as well have shoved a frigging trumpet up there and played Purcell's trumpet thing. I mean, it was that bad. There was that much of it. Oh dear. It was not my finest moment. It was definitely not my finest moment. But it is one that has stuck with me of my religious experience as a child. It was not a good day. If only it had been silent. I mean, I have, fortunately not in church, I have dropped one that was so silent and deadly. I'm impressed I'm here to tell you that I did that. I lived in a 3-bedroom house. And I lived in a 3-bedroom house in Yedding. And I think, in fact, we even did a quick tour of the front of it on the stream. And we're in the kitchen, which is on the middle floor, because Americans and we do not agree which number that is, so the middle floor. And I was in the kitchen doing something. Boyfriend snuck up behind me, grabbed me, and as he grabbed me, the shock factor made my stomach and everything tense. It was just that, ha! Kind of moment. I let rip. There was gagging. So we opened the windows, because there weren't really windows on the ground floor, but we opened all the windows on middle and top floor. Went out for all of us, all 4 of us who lived there. We came back 2 hours later and you could still smell it. Now, if I'd done that in church, they would have evacuated the place. They'd have thought that, like, the sewers had exploded. It was impressive, is the only word. You could see, basically, how could you not see that? It was that kind of, if that had been a cartoon, it would have been, you know, here's a green glass cloud. It was definitely one of those. Pretty sure they all remember that fart. I bet if you could track them down and go, hey, do you remember when Liz farted and emptied out? They go, oh God, yeah, that was gross. They'd remember. It was something else. It was more than I knew I was capable of. Now, we've all done, I mean, Charlie, bless his little furry face, he did one like that. Now, we all know that dogs can fart. We all know that dogs can silent and deadly. I don't know how my eyes weren't bleeding. They were stinging with the smell. Now, my one didn't do that. Mine was just a bit gag-worthy and smelt really bad. His smelt really bad and made my eyes sting to the fact that tears were streaming down my face from the stinging of the fart. So, Charlie, bless him, has the title of the worst fart I've ever smelt that was not my own. And I have been there when they've evacuated anal glands on a dog. I've also smelt dead things. I've also seen things crawling with maggots. Charlie beat all of that, hands down, with one fart. And it wasn't even a big fart. Now, Charlie did at least have the decency mostly to do the yeah, little man, he was that was definitely one of his most memorable. I mean, he did burp like a navvy. I mean, lads out on the piss who do burp competitions, Rory, not you don't do that. Charlie would have won hands down. Because, I kid you not, with the doors and the windows shut, Charlie down in the garden, you at the front of the house, on the top corner, so diagonally, a reasonable distance, you would hear him. It was a practiced art form, is all I can say to that. Rory, what? Oh, eep. I don't need to be washed anymore. You can have a big hug, but I don't need to be washed anymore, little man. Really, really don't. Talking about doggies, yes we are. Talking about doggy farts. Yes. Yes, we are. Well, it is kind of encroaching towards 11 o'clock. Rory, come on, get off a sec. Come on. Oh, move. Animal. I am close to finishing this onion, so let me see if I can finish this onion, and then we will give up for the day. So 2, 4, 6. So I've got 2 more to do. 6, just checking. 7. You're off. 7. 8. 8. Now, you need to attach to this one here. There you go. Yeah, like that. Then we try and remember to hang on to the right bits. So it comes there like that. Then we do 3 more. And 2. And then we do the real bad shenanigans shit. This is the bit that I suck at the most. So I need to untangle you because you've got all tangled head. Because you're annoying like that. Right. You come through here. But I need you to come through here like that. But you, no, you do, no, you're on the right side. That's okay. You come through there like that, and then you go through like that. Well, he is a cat. Right. So that's you. And then, but not you, because I need to put you through there like that. So that's more you. Now, this one doesn't look so good. No, that doesn't look, this doesn't look right for some reason. Fuck off, glasses. Why couldn't I learn this shit when I was younger and didn't need to wear glasses to see everything? What do you think? Come on. One of you is attached to, must be you then. Alright. So why is this? I thought I had this sussed, but I fucked it up somehow. And I don't quite see how I fucked it up. Well, it's not that bloody obvious. So, okay, so that's because you I think I know what I did wrong. So, you need to come back up through here again. Right. You need to come through here. Like this. And you... No, I still haven't gone back far enough. So, you now are in this bit here. Right. You had to go through to the back, except that's not right. So you come through to the front, and I need to get in this hole here and take you out like this for the moment, even though it's not entirely wrong, but you're twisted. You then come back through here, and I need to pull one of you. Which one? You. So I need the pink one to fuck off, please, because you're just adding complications right now. So I need to, I've brought you through and you've got a loop, but I need to work out which one of these I need to pull on those two to make you come through to the back like that. Right. Now I need to pull on one of you, that one, to snug you up, and you should be down here somewhere, and you have got wrapped around somehow, because I see purple twisties. Yeah, you ran the wrong way. Fucking bollocks. So let's try and pull you back through the hole. And that just pulled it tight up. That didn't pull it back through the hole, that just made it tight and stupid. And my stomach now says that it's really hungry. Well, you had food earlier, stomach. Do not be pretending that you did not. Okay, so you now come up through there, and I need to take you through here, because you are clearly the wrong way round. Now the question is, how are you the wrong way round? So, you should go to there, and you should go through there. Now I need to pull on these two to pull it through to the back, like so. And this is where it ends up looking twisted, because it's shit. And, right, now you're through to the back, I can keep this loop on a finger or something and try and tug on these. No, I need you to stay up there and untwisted, if you just wouldn't mind. This is what I mean by needing 80 more pairs of hands. This shit is really not easy to do, and I need you not to pull through as well, if that's okay. Now you've got tight, and that's not going to work, so I need you to become looser, and once again you look twisted. because you've been shitting. And my foot's gone to sleep because I'm leaning on my feet to look forward to be under the thing to. So. I need you to come up the side of there like that, and we need to find the end of this to pull on, to shrink some of this down, to put round this loop. Now, I also need to try and keep one of the rings out, but not the ring that I think it is. Okay, so that's one side of that. Arse! That's how it's going. I dark lonely savannas. Now, I need... How is this not making sense today? I've done a whole fucking bunch of these and they all worked and they all made sense, and now they're fucking not. Now they're just turning into knots of doom. Let's pull you back through again. Snug you up while you're here. So you need to be there. Right. Now, one of you is coming out the back and one of you is coming out the front. I don't know for sure which is which. You just need to be also out the way. Can you just like fuck off? Right. Now, this is where it seems wrong. So, it's because it twists. It really doesn't help that it's twisting while you're trying to work out what it's doing. So you need to come out of there a second. So you've been pulled through to the front. You are towards the back, so you are supposed to be this way. So I am supposed to go through here. And then some of you is supposed to pull see, it's not really made a loop, and that's the bit that I don't understand, is that it's not really making a loop unless I pull that at the same time. So let's pull that at the same time to get you to go through to the back, which you've now done in the most half-arse nondescript method you possibly could. So now I need to tighten you, because you are spare, like this, and I need to make you all tighter because you are not sufficiently snugged up from a pink point of view. So I need to snug you up a bit, and then I've lost track of which bit I was pulling on. That bit. And then I need to pull on. I need 9 more hands, please. You are there. Now I need to pull on you a bit, because, well, I don't need 8 foot of that. And Now you go through there like this, and you don't look twisted anymore. But you've now got a too long a loop out the back where the purple thing is. You piece of shit bag. Where's the pin? So, one of your legs should get longer if I pull on it. Can you not, please, Rory? Yay. Ow! In case you didn't guess, that went straight in my finger. And I can't tell which fucking bit of shit I'm supposed to be tugging on, because it's all one colour. And it looks like it goes in here and comes out there, but actually it doesn't. I need you to become a lot shorter. So I just need to find out what bit of you needs pulling on to make you short. And the answer seems to be none of it. This is one of those ones where you pull on one side of the knot and it gets longer. You pull on the other side of the knot, so you've got a thing that seems to go straight through the middle, but it doesn't, only goes one way. And I need for this bit here, this purple bit, to fuck off, and it's just getting longer, not shorter. Yet it worked so well for all of the others, you know. And this pin is getting on my tits. I usually use a needle. And it doesn't help that Rory is kind of camping my butt here. So why is it then that you are making out that you are the other end of that long bit, but when I tug on you, you don't scooch up? You have now potentially scooched up a little, but I need to find out how to get that to pull through to here. This pink thread just keeps getting in the way. I need a magnifying glass that makes this the size of a planet. And I need my tits to remove because they're getting in the way. Now, it doesn't look great because that picot's too long. And that's still too long. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just undo it all. That's a bit better. It's not great, but it's a bit better. And the pink still moves. Bargain. So I should be able to make that fit. This was going to be a short job. Now I need to join this one, so somewhere around here, there, maybe, somewhere around here, there should be picot that's hiding and pretending to be small, and it's in here. There it is. So we now get the purple thread and the picot, and we pull you through like that, pull you through like that, and hope that we haven't trapped everything else in the big pile of shit in the middle, which is beginning to feel like we have, because this is what this does, is it screws up in a big pile of snot in the middle and catches on everything. We might have got away with it. So you then go in there like that. That. I don't know why I can't hold this thread tonight. Just don't know why not. Because you two are running the wrong way. There you go. Somewhere in this mess is that last bit. Anyway, there it is. 8. Yeah, that picot in the bottom part of this onion ring was far too tall, but never mind. That feels like a long time ago. So, one, two, and then you again, and we go into the bottom of this somewhere, right about there, and we grab that and pull it through. As always, it twists, so you should be the other way around. You should definitely be that way around. This is going to be one ugly onion ring. And then we find the pink end and we give it a little tug. We try and work out why this looks like something that I have and many of you do not. No, it definitely looks more rude. But there we go. Oh, that was the worst onion ring I've ever made, I think. So it gave me enough shit. But that's going to be it for today. Pardon me, I'm hungry. I expected that to go a lot more simply, but that onion ring looks really, really manky. But never mind. Assuming the world does not implode at work tomorrow, I shall return. Rory and Amy will accompany me on my journey, should we do so. If not, Wednesday or Thursday, but note, of course, that Thursday will be my last day at work this week, and for the entirety of next week, I will not be at work. So I will have a lot less excuses for next week, but with any luck, I shall hopefully see you again. Indeed, I hope that you all have a phenomenal evening and your day goes much better than that last onion ring did, which was just shitty for no good reason. So, but as I say, hopefully I shall be back tomorrow. And once again, I apologise for lack of the weekend, but I was just dead. I just kind of crawled under a rock and stayed there, I think. So, but with any luck, I shall see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.